So welcome back guys to We Talk Boxing. And in this video I'm going to be talking about the massive fight which is taking place at Wembley. And this is going to see Usyk and Daniel Dubois meet for the second time. So this is their official rematch. Now this fight is set to be live streamed on DAZN pay-per-view. And it sees the pair meet for the undisputed, so for all the major honours, all the belts basically. And it's the first time the pair will be fighting for all the belts because their first time round, obviously there was only three of them on the line. So now, yeah, they get to go head to head and see pretty much who is the best between them. Oleksandre Usyk won the first fight. Again, in my previous video, I said there was a bit of controversy in terms of the low blow, was it or not? But it wasn't scored, and Usyk went on to punish Daniel Dubois, eventually getting in his head and stopping him basically. But since then, Daniel Dubois has been on a tremendous run of form, capturing the IBF belt along his way, dismantling the former heavyweight champion in terms of Anthony Joshua. And he did that in style at Wembley as well, so his last bout out. And now he takes on Usyk. So Usyk again has been in tremendous form itself. Now, realistically, both of these guys don't really need an introduction in terms of their record and what sort of fighters they've been in with, because hardcore boxing fans should pretty much know that. But I'll just give you a quick brief overview. Like Oleksandre Usyk, for example, unbeaten, 23 wins, 14 KOs to his name. Obviously the main man in the heavyweight division. Previously as well, at cruiserweight, he was the main man in cruiserweight division before moving up to heavyweight as well. Now, Daniel Dubois, on the other hand, has got a record currently of 22 wins with 2 losses on his record. Now, 21 of his 22 wins have come by KO, and 2 of his losses were both by KO as well. But this fight is different to the first fight because Daniel Dubois is full of confidence now. And he will certainly take that into this fight. He's a different guy, a changed man, better mind frame, better, not physically because he's always in physically good shape, but he's utilising his attributes. He's basically like, let's put it in a footballing sense, where you've got a prospect. Do you know what I mean? They're always a prospect until they continue to learn and get that experience that they need to become a world-class talent, and that's pretty much where Daniel Dubois is now, because he is regarded as, if not, but he's certainly one of the main men in the heavyweight division. Now, boxing's a funny old game because when you look at the rankings, especially the ring rankings, obviously Oleksandre Usyk's the main man, and then you got Tyson Fury sitting at number 1, and then Daniel Dubois sitting at number 2. But realistically, I'd probably switch both of them 2 round in terms of Tyson Fury and Daniel Dubois. But you've also got AJ there, and both of these guys are just lurking in the background. So are people like Joseph Parker and Caballero as well, because most of these heavyweights know that whatever happens on the 19th of July, that the belts are going to be split, which meaning that some of the interim champions potentially will become world champions because they would just be elevated to full champion, and their next fight would be a world title shot. So a lot of these heavyweights are lurking in the background and just waiting for their time to become a world champion or fight for a world championship belt, such as is Tyson Fury. Now, this guy has more retirements than the word itself. Now, there was a convention this week where he pretty much done a few interviews on the back of it, saying that if he's going to come out of retirement, he's only going to come out of retirement for one person, and that is Oleksandre Usyk. Now, I don't know why. I know why, but I don't know why, because he's lost twice. And yes, it was close, but you still lost twice. You didn't get anywhere near enough beating him the second time as well. But he wants that trilogy. He certainly feels deep down that he can beat the man. Now, whether it be for all the bouts, I can't see that fight happening, because I'm not sure. Let's say, for example, if Daniel Dubois beats Usyk, surely there's got to be a rematch clause for Oleksandre Usyk. Is there? I don't know. But if there isn't, and Tyson could potentially get that trilogy with Usyk. It won't be for all about because, as I said, they will get fragmented. So, is he still going to want Usyk? Is he still going to want to come back for him? And the question is, he probably would, because he might see Usyk as he's had an extra hard fight, tough fight. You know what I mean? This could probably be the better time to get him, and especially how he's going to be 6 to 12, well, yeah, 6 months give or take, a little bit older. So this will probably be the better time to try and fight Usyk because he could be on the receiving end. So yeah, you got people like him lurking in the background. AJ's obviously talked about that as well, looking for a trilogy fight with him at some point as well. And most people want to see the pair Tyson and AJ go off with each other and have a fight, but that's not likely something that we're gonna see. But for me, this fight, which is happening on July the 19th between Oleksandre Usyk and Daniel Dubois, I see this ending in two ways for me. Now, the first way, I'm going to say it's going to be Daniel Dubois. And the reason why I think Daniel Dubois could potentially knock out Usyk is if he bombards him and like absolutely lets everything go within the first few rounds, and he just puts Usyk off his game plan and knocks him out. Similar to what he did with AJ, how he just bombarded him and blasted him out there pretty much. And that's how I can see the fight going. But my heart, that's my head talking, my heart is telling me that Oleksandre Usyk's going to be a little bit too smart for that. He knows that Daniel Dubois is potentially going to bum rush him. He knows that Daniel Dubois has got an incredible jab, but even better right hand. So he's going to use his footwork, he's going to use his boxing ability, he's going to look to maybe try and tie him up, try and stay out of the way of the jab. Not too far, but just out of range of the jab, so that the first jab doesn't really cause too much damage, and that the second jab is still a good jab from Daniel Dubois, but it's probably not going to cause as much damage as the first one. So I think that he's going to use a lot of lateral movement, a lot of head movement, and he's going to just frustrate Daniel Dubois. Now, I personally see this going as maybe a late stoppage for Oleksandre Usyk, or even points. That's where my heart is telling me. Late stoppage or points for Oleksandre Usyk, whereas my head is telling me that Daniel Dubois could literally knock him out within the first 5 rounds. So they're my thoughts. It probably sounds like I'm sitting on the fence, but if I'm giving it as a percentage, I'll probably say it's maybe a 70-30 or 75-25 split for Oleksandre Usyk. And the reason for that is because I just think he's boxing for boxing, skill for skill. He's just on a different level to Daniel Dubois. And I'm not dissing him, but I think he's just too clever for him, too smart, too experienced. But this is heavyweight boxing, you can get caught. So I only give, realistically, Daniel Dubois a puncher's chance. He is a heavyweight champion, so I'm giving him a lot higher than what I probably would give a puncher's chance to anyone else. So yeah, that's pretty much where I think. But regardless, anyway, it should be a fascinating fight, and the bill itself is class, to be fair. And that's the one thing about the Saudis, is that, you know what I mean, the undercards are generally good. You've got people like Lawrence Okolie taking on Kevin Lerena. You've got Lewis Edmondson, he's fine. Daniel Lapin as well. And then yeah, so there's some decent names. A couple of decent fights before the main card is what we want to see, but everyone's only caring really about that main card. So yeah, that's my thought. You know what I mean? You guys can let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you like me? Is your heart telling you that it's going to be a late stoppage or a points victory for Usyk, or is your head, you know what I mean? Is your head telling you the same as what my head's telling me, that Daniel Dubois is going to knock him out quite early in the fight? Just let me know your thoughts, and as always, please subscribe and comment. Bless.